Gibbons are actually extremely territorial, and that, along with them having a 99 agility stat, is how you get the only animal alive that can vibe check a tiger and live to do it twice. Technically, it's mobbing behavior meant to drive away a predator.
This man's really playing tag. Just the hair just got me.
If you got a problem, just give me a ring. I'll fix it with my speed. You get the hero guarantee, the one you can trust. With heavy drums to hit and heroes in the house, and we don't quit.
Hey guys, I wanted to watch this casual Geographic video. He says this is the funniest animal on Earth, and he's apologizing. So, knowing Casual Geographic, he probably thinks it's on the slightly disturbing side or kind of freaky, from how I know him, just how he does things. If this reaction ends up on YouTube, I'll put in the description and I'll pin the original in the comments. So, let's get started.
Show me someone who's never seen this with their eyes, and I'll show you a child that
I've
got
seen
left
this
behind.
before.
The school system's failing, and this is proof. Did you know the average kid in America doesn't know about this harmonizing homunculus? Arguably one of the greatest gifts nature ever gave. Yet they remain disrespected and unaccepted. Well, not today, you know. Someone has to stand up for this comic relief, rough draft, auditory onslaught of a primate, and you already know I will.
I wish I could scream like that.
You're probably familiar with the great apes, but in case you're not, they include gorillas,
Splash.
chimps, bonobos, i.e. chimps with a different R rating, and this guy.
Oh my god.
Together, along with humans, they make up the Great Ape group. Great Ape. The name only an ape could come up with. But along the way, someone got snubbed, and this is actually live footage of it happening.
You are freaking
Great Apes.
plus Mark. You know what I'm saying? Which I'm rocking with Mark.
Damn.
Mark is rocking with
Plus
us.
Mark.
Yeah, gibbons got gatekept from the great ape lunch table. Science says it's because of their relatively smaller size, lower
You know what?
intelligence. Ouch. And real talk, I think they're just too goofy for the other apes to want to be associated. But being tailless means gibbons aren't monkeys either, and instead got classified as lesser apes.
Damn.
That's already flagrantly flippant, but
Damn, imagine the disrespect being called a lesser ape. That's a disrespect right there.
there's about 20 species of lesser apes. They're all gibbons. Apparently, this drunk toddler of an ape was such an affront to the family.
Look at this
Folks
man.
created an entirely new category to put them in and slapped them with the lesser label. Well, I'm gonna argue this tiger taunting, vocal cord flaunting, terminally trolling, usually barrel rolling primate might just be the prime ape. Now, to be fair, gibbons are that one weird kid in class. They're like the missing link between apes and monkeys, but if evolution went on a side quest. Gibbons break a lot of the rules of being an ape. They have low sexual dimorphism, meaning the males and females are about the same size. They don't build nests to sleep. They put in about as much effort as pigeons. They're monogamous, allegedly.
Can we go back to that pigeon picture? Because
They don't build nests to sleep. They put in about as much effort as pigeons.
I always loved this photo. Look at that nest. Look how proud he looks. Look at this fat fuck. Look at it. This chicken nugget of a bird. He's proud of himself.
They're monogamous, allegedly. We'll get to that.
Allegedly.
And they basically spend their entire lives in the trees. Could have sworn they let the O-ring slide for that, but that's none of my business. They're also anatomical anomalies with a wingspan.
Look, the orangutan, they're kind of big. Look, orangutan can drive a fucking car. I think they get a pass.
Worthy of an infringement lawsuit from Go-Go Gadget. We call them lesser, but let's be glad they're still alive. Because uncovering a fossil that could jump rope its own skeleton, that Jumanji junk would have put us in another pandemic. You don't realize how long a gibbon's arms are until, well, one, you get slapped by one, but also until you put them next to a person for scale. But having joints longer than a prohibition for Peter Griffin is great for one thing, and it's kind of the thing gibbons are known for. Like I said, gibbons are completely arboreal, and there's actually a name for how they get from A to B. Brachiate. Calling it monkey bars is an insult. If you did this as a kid, you were on gibbon timing. These branch-loving acrobats are the fastest things in the trees without wings. At 35 miles per hour, the tree goblin can brachiate fast enough to get pulled over in a school zone. And they'll yeet themselves up to 30 feet between trees. Forget a leap of faith, that's a leap of fortune.
Damn.
Specialized shoulders and wrists allow them to treat the jungle as their personal gym. It also helps that
They literally be doing a Tarzan out here.
they're built like a CrossFit cryptid with the longest arms of any ape. If the average 5'4" woman adopted its build, she'd flex a 10'7" wingspan. And if you lived like one, you'd be parkouring off the cables of the Brooklyn Bridge. But they're not free from fall damage, and it's estimated most gibbons break a bone at some point in their lives. Gets even crazier
Sounds
when you
about right.
realize mothers will pull these stunts with a whole baby in tow. And speaking of babies, you know how we always say animals use play as preparation for the life they'll live? Baby gibbons will not only learn to brachiate by chasing each other through the trees, they'll also intentionally let go of branches to catch themselves.
Goodbye,
What even
world.
makes gibbons play a lifelong game of floor is lava? Well, like orangutans, they realize it's way safer to have your ops be gravity and time than touch tiger country downstairs and get murked by a feline. Because gibbons would rather run away than run a
Of course.
Gibbons are actually extremely territorial, and that, along with them having a 99 agility stat, is how you get the only animal alive that can vibe check a tiger and live to do it twice. Technically, it's mobbing behavior meant to drive away a predator.
This man's really playing tag.
Using the power of parkour, but the execution makes them move like Spider-Man minus
Parkour.
morale. They're morale-less, but the only miles is how far they can drive a stripe delete button crazy. Show me a great ape that can taunt a tiger. Many have tried. Most have died. A whole apex predator and twig ninja just ear-pulled them like a delinquent.
Damn.
They don't play favorites. Gibbons have also been recorded harassing clouded leopards getting too close, although I'm pretty sure that one was trying to sleep and got hit with a long arm of audacity. Because if you think they only use their powers for protection, gibbons are the most unapologetic trolls in the animal kingdom. We told them they're the great ape's little brother, and now they done made it their
Parkour.
personality. No other way to explain this. Porcupines are better protected against lions than versus a tree-happy instigator. Even a so-called great ape can end up looking pretty stupid around a lesser. Gibbons are an impulsive thought come to life. They don't think it, they just do it. Fun fact, this is the Memphis Zoo, that's Ringo, and they even warn you to stay off the glass because he'll literally injure himself trying to jump scare you. You know nature made you cracked when you're the only mammal alive that can go band for band with a cat. With zero regard for feline rights, you've never seen a cat this outmatched. And they'll easily play Matador with your dog. I love it because there's no scientific reason for them to be like this other than gibbons are all about the dickery.
They got
except
the
with mice.
crackhead energy.
Put a mouse in front of them and things suddenly stop being funny. But with arms like that, they'll always keep it humorous. But there is one animal that forms the most unlikely
They really
friendship
do
with
be
them.
like bullying
Or
cats.
maybe not, because on paper, gibbons and orangutans actually have a lot in common.
Damn.
They live, or maybe not, because on paper,
Look at that. Look, he just... Damn orangutan. Just, I know it's a female orangutan, but maybe? Probably. Damn. My brain thought about Asmongold.
gibbons and orangutans actually have a lot in common. They live in the same area code, they're both for the trees, and orangutan actually translates to man of the forest. At the same time, some, like the Hulak gibbon, have been affectionately nicknamed the little man of the forest.
The little
Their
man of
personalities
the
are so
forest.
opposite, they honestly belong in a buddy comedy. Gibbons are hyper-athletic, flyweight, and the fastest moving animals in the trees. Orangs are the largest, the mascots of stoicism,
like-
and yo, I swear they could talk, they just don't want to deal with taxes. Polar opposites, yet time and time again, wild gibbons and orangutans have been caught playing with each other. I like to think the fact that they don't compete for the same foods means they don't really have a reason to have beef, and a lot of zoos will actually assign them together as roommates.
Yeah.
Another reason orangutans are chill like that. If gibbons suddenly get accepted into the Great Ape Club, I think you know who pulled the strings for them. And you think orangs would find a sentient sugar rush annoying, and that gibbons might find Bigfoot's understudy intimidating. But not
Nah.
only do they play with each other,
They'd be-
they even
they'd be
trust each other with
buddies.
their own children. Orangs have quite the obsession with baby gibbons, and gibbons really be rocking with an infant Cheeto ape. There's even one gibbon in the Brookfield Zoo that'll leave his enclosure just to visit the orangutans next door. But there's at least one other ape gibbons bond with. In some places, wild gibbons will actually become habituated with humans to the point where they'll regularly drop by and groom their favorites.
Oh, nice.
Galia was a Hulak gibbon who was famous because every day, she'd come down from the trees, hobble over to the locals, and provide a free hour-long salon service, starting with Bupeshwar Ningda, the man who protected her as an orphan.
Bupeshwar.
It hits different when you realize grooming is how gibbons reinforce social bonds in a family. Now, it is bittersweet since
That's
it
a
likely
lot
took her
of
entire
ape-
actual family getting put on a shirt for her to get to that point, and we'll get back to that. But I'd say that's pretty damn great for a
It's
lesser
nice.
ape. Even dogs aren't immune to a gibbon act of goodwill. And now that you're familiar with them, I think we can go ahead and meet all the types of gibbons.
Oh, let's go.
As many as my attention span will allow.
That's
this
fair.
is a Siamang. They're the heavyweights of the gibbons at a whopping 30 pounds. They're the ones with that throat scrote, or as I like to call it, the chesticle.
That is a chesticle.
It's a pouch that works like an amplifier to broadcast their call. And clearly nature had an off day when it spawned a frog monkey that looks like one of Ben's 10. As much as I like them, this would be terrifying to have fly over your head.
Damn, look at that man. He's upside down, right? Which way up? Which way down? I can't tell.
It's a reminder that even the comic relief of the apes could scramble your face if they really wanted to. But I think nature knew it animated Slenderman's shadow a little.
You know, damn, that makes him... He looks real swole here. It's probably the fur. But damn, they made him look like a big boy.
Too well, cause it went ahead and gave them the most unserious vocal stim you've ever heard. This is a northern white-cheeked gibbon, which definitely, for sure, is not venom, no matter how hard you try to perceive otherwise. And in case you're curious, the babies are all born white.
Why'd
After
he-
about a year or
why'd
two,
he
they turn
walk
black.
up and
Males stay
smack?
that way, but the females eventually revert back to their cream colorway, proving the once widely accepted scientific theory wrong. You can go back.
Damn.
This is a Skywalker gibbon, and yes, they were discovered in 2017 by a group of scientists who apparently love Star Wars that much. The namesake of Luke was found in Myanmar, Southeast
Alright,
Asia,
but why-
and it's believed there's less than 200 of them. But they're not as bad as the Hainan gibbon, which isn't just the rarest ape, but one of the mammals closest to getting discontinued, with less than 40 of them. Crazy thing is, it used to be worse. They went from a couple thousand in the 1950s to where you could count on both hands how many were left by the 70s. Again, we got the Hulak gibbon. I like their
Who?
face. The silvery gibbon. I like their
Damn.
hair. Good thing they max out at 2.
This man's this let's go back. Let's go back just an uno momento. Hank, just I instantly thought of Hank from Detroit becoming just the hair just got me. My instant thought, just because I just saw like I just saw it.
Silvery gibbon. I like their hair. Good thing
Yeah,
they max out
I
at
do
2
too.
feet. Any taller, we'd be having Yeti conversations.
Damn.
And lastly, the pileated gibbon, because in my opinion, they have the coolest call.
That's kind of satisfying to listen to.
Now at this point you might be wondering, why do gibbons call at all? Well, that's the second thing they're known for. The reason for it, well, you have a lock on your door, some have a gate, but gibbons, nah, they mark territory off straight. It's actually
Whoa.
the same reason male lions roar, to tell outsiders that they best keep it that way. Except gibbons will often do it as a duet, and sometimes they'll get the kids involved and make it a family matter. And they'll usually do it in the crotch of dawn, and if you live next to a zoo with gibbons, you've definitely heard it. And remember, they're territorial, so if you hoot back at them, you might just end up going band for band with a broadcasting tree
Yeah,
siren. Yeah, post-production
gotta
cash
throw
in.
them hands.
Don't do that. Not only will you offend them, it's like showing teeth to a gorilla, but gibbons are capable of doing something about it. In 2011, a gibbon escaped a Malaysian zoo after being taunted and severely mauled a child, and while I will spare you all the details, I will say his mom had to carry pieces of his thigh in a plastic bag. The odds are low, but they're not zero. So yeah, best keep the singing to the gibbons. It's a big deal for them. They spend actual
Look, just never taunt animals. That's just never taunt animals. That's the lesson here. Look, as friendly as they might seem, if they've got something to hurt you with, they will do it if you taunt them enough.
years of their lives perfecting it. It's very much giving albatross marriage dance. In some species, Mama Gibbon will help her daughters practice with their version of singing lessons where the daughter tries to match her mother's pitch. For male gibbons, they learn by imitating the male figures around them. After years in the lab, they're able to come together and make the sound you've heard in every movie's jungle scene ever. There's something about the fact that males and females spend years perfecting their songs, and when they do come together, the songs just fit each other perfectly. These duets become a verbal vow renewal as the songs help
Nice.
reinforce
I
their
wish
pair
I
bond.
had
And
that
that's
in
the
life.
third thing gibbons are known for. They're the only apes that are monogamous. Can you imagine a gibbon seeing another gibbon
Yeah.
and just making it work? No other ape, not gorillas, chimps, definitely not bonobos. And you know most humans ain't about that. Entanglements be damned.
Well,
Except,
I want to have
yeah, about
one
that.
partner.
So the whole monogamy thing came from researchers watching a group and witnessing a couple only getting active with each other. Except what they didn't realize was by being around these gibbons constantly, the gibbons eventually got used to the people and would get way closer than they usually would. The problem is the other gibbons that weren't as chill with humans would see this and treat the human habituated gibbons like the plague and avoid them at all costs.
They'd be
Honestly,
like,
good for them. But
damn, you be hanging out with those humans?
if gibbons do mess around on their partners, the researchers basically block them from doing it. Also, any cheater can look loyal for the weeks or months the researchers spent watching them.
Damn those
so
nips.
Ryan Palombit decided to study a gibbon family for 6 years, and this time, instead of habituating themselves to just one pair, pretty much all the groups in the area were habituated, meaning they could truly study gibbon free will. And when I tell you it was Real Housewives of Indonesia out there, I'm gonna tell you a story, but it will get messy, so I'm gonna need you to lock in or you will get lost.
Lock in,
So it
everybody.
starts with two gibbon families. Each one had a subadult, basically a teenager, and one had a teenage male and the other a teenage girl. And we're still talking about gibbons. Both teenagers left their respective families, got together, and found a new territory to live in.
Nice.
And that's when stuff got weird. Because the
What?
teenage guy gibbon also had two younger juvenile brothers, and for reasons beyond me, they moved in with Big Bro and his girl. To Palombi, that was already cause to pause, but it got wicked once the adult male from the female gibbon's original group, i.e. her father, disappeared. Because apparently a parent in past tense is a canon event. Well, with a sudden power vacuum, guess who filled in? Yeah, the same subadult male along with his baby brothers all moved into the female's group, and the teenager took his girl's dad's place. He then just moved back and forth between the two spots, meaning Mans was monkey branching from his original girl to her mother. And it was
Damn.
a lot more common than you might think. The mother and daughter had serious beef, and when things finally got too hot and the male had to pick a side, he chose the mother and fully moved in. The mom would have the
This man picked the MILF. He really went. Stacy's mom has got it going on.
baby that was likely fathered by her daughter's ex. As for the subadult daughter, that was the last time Palombit saw her. If there's a moral in this story, one way or another, Gibbon's gonna find a way to swing. There was also that time one in the Kujukushima Zoo in Nagasaki had people questioning everything after 12-year-old Momo got pregnant while being housed with exactly 0 men.
What?
They thought it was an immaculate conception. Folks thought she spawned Gibbon Jesus, until they did a DNA test and found the father was 34-year-old Ito, who thankfully was also a Gibbon. They still had no idea how they did the do, until they found a 9mm hole in a steel plate between enclosures. That's 9mm. He
Man, these gibbons got glory holes.
really wanted that glory. The whole time we call them lesser when really we're not that much better than gibbons. I don't care what the literature says, they're great to me. Especially since we've probably done gibbons dirtier than any other ape. Remember Kalia? Well, not only did she lose her family, but after a kid taunted her with a slingshot and she finally bit back, the boy's father came after her with a shovel and she lost her life. This kind of thing actually happens a lot to gibbons. Not only do they get their homes knocked down and trees removed, a lot of times they get reduced to pets. It's to the point where virtually every gibbon is flirting with extinction. In fact, some like the hyena might as well be in bed with it. I don't like ending the video like this, but I feel like gibbons being so overlooked makes it that much easier for the atrocities against them to get buried. And if we don't lock in and spread the word, Nature's one-man comedy special will be cancelled in our lifetime. But then again, does it not make sense for the comic relief to have the most tragic backstory? At the end of the day, gibbons prove that you might not be a great ape, but you're still a great ape. But anyway, that's gonna do it for this video.
You are not a great ape, but this does not make you not a great ape.
Make sure you drink water, hug your mother, support your local gibbons, and one last thing to take home, but this is important, always remember to
Oh. Oh. That man had something in his throat.
Okay, fine, I'll do the thing, right?
Okay, what
And
are you
I'll
doing?
see y'all in the next one. Sit back
Thank
down.
you.
Video ain't over. I really bought this shirt specifically for this video just to realize y'all can't even see the whole thing, so there.
I get it. No fucks given.
Now I'll see y'all in the next one.
Alright, get out of here. Okay. Well, that was fun. Gibbons, lesser apes, just by technicality. It's just in the name. In everyone's heart, they're a great ape. Alright, well, if my reaction ends up on YouTube, it's going to be in the original video, is going to be in the description, and I'm also going to pin it.
Platinum chain with them diamonds in it. Where'd you get that Mac and Benz with them windows tinted? Who them girls you be with when you be riding through? Man, I ain't got nothing to prove. I paid my dues, breaking the rules and shake fools while I'm taking the cruise. Tell me who's your weed man and how do you smoke so good? You's a superstar, boy. Why you still up in the hood? What in the world is in that bag? What you got in that bag? A couple of cans of whoop ass. You did a good ass job of just eyeing me, spying me. I got my swing Glock 40. Cock back. Me and my homie. So drop that. And on 20. With the top back. So much money. You can't Man, that car don't come out until next year. Where in the fuck did you get it? That's 80,000 bucks gone. Where in the fuck did you spend it? You must have eyes on your back, cause you got money to the ceiling. And the bigger the cap, the bigger the feeling, the better I'm feeling. The more that I'm chilling, willing, drilling, and killing them. Who's that bucket naked cook, fixing 3-course meals? Getting goosebumps when a body taps the 6-inch heel. What in the world is in that room? What you got in that room? A couple of gas, a couple of knives, a couple of rats, a couple of wives. Now it's time to do Glock 40. Cock back. Me and my homie. So drop that. Are you custom made, custom paid, or you just custom fitted? PlayStation 2 up in the ride, is that Lorenzo Kidded? Is that your wife, your girlfriend, or just your main bitch? You take a pic while I'm rubbing the hips, touch the lips to the top of the dick, and then woo! Tell me who's your housekeeper and what you keep in your house. What about diamonds and gold? Is that what you keep in your mouth? What in the world is in that case? What you got in that case? Get up.